You can kind of meet us
exactly.
where we're at, and we can
exactly.
go to
Thank
the
you, sister.
You're welcome.
All right. The reason I asked the question, number one, is because Christ is the key. Christ is the key. Now, when I say Christ is the key, not the Christ you've been taught of in these churches. And that's what make us not believe in Christ. Because they're not teaching the Christ that's written of in the Bible. They're teaching another Christ. Okay? But if we stick with the Bible as it is written, and stick with this Christ, we'll understand he had the keys to our salvation, and he holds the key to releasing us from our prison. And I'm going to show it. Go to Timothy, the 3rd chapter. Because there's not one thing. Let me make this statement. Listen. Listen. 1 Timothy. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this real quick, brothers. Real quick.
Anybody need an extra one?
I can't see. I don't have
Somebody need a
my Let me see.
Get another Bible down here. Get a Bible out of There's another black one here. Let me say this now.
Big friend.
That's what's up. Yes, you need.
Okay. Let me make this clear.
Anybody else?
I want to make this clear, and I want y'all to really focus on this. Let me make this clear.
Let's work on the same page.
Okay.
That's how we're going to make knowledge understood. All right?
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Let me make this clear, okay? I'm going to make this straight. Christ, or Yeshua in the Hebrew, that's his name. His name wasn't Jesus. Okay? Yeshua, the principles he walked on this earth with, is what we all want to attain. I don't see how no one can believe in someone that didn't kill anyone, didn't believe in stealing from anyone, didn't believe in disrespecting people, okay? Will put his own life on the line for his brothers. Oh no! Let me finish my topic. Let me go in. Y'all say let me finish. Let me finish. Okay? Because there's nothing about Christ that I've read that make you not want to believe in a brother that was a real brother. And you know what it shows us? It shows us that we're so used to rejecting ourselves, we don't understand when a brother will put his life on the line that could be even real. No. Listen, I'm talking in general, sister.
Okay.
I'm talking about, because this is going to go out through the whole world. In general, we are taught not to believe that we're anything. We're taught that. But when you see the principles this brother walked with, if I had a brother like that, I would never want to forsake him. Because I know this brother would have my back. Let me finish talking, brother. Let me finish talking, brother. I know this brother, that brother I read of in the scriptures, he would have my back to the end. Before I take a bullet, he would jump in front of it. If he see me doing something wrong, he would come to me and say, listen, brother, you know you're not supposed to do that. You are people of law. You are people of honor. He would reprove and correct me before I go down the wrong path. So based on those principles alone, why wouldn't I want to believe in him? And then I would ask, what is it that he did that make people don't want to believe in him? What did he do? Was he selling drugs to people? Was he sleeping with somebody else's wife? Was he murdering people? What was he doing? Was he stabbing people? Was he shooting people? Or was he respecting people? So when I hear some people have an opinion, say, well, I know he existed, but I really don't believe, that tends to have me understand that you never really got into the Bible and read about this brother. I'm talking about from a human aspect. Any brother, if a brother had half the equity and righteousness that Christ walked with, that was living on my block, I would stay next to him. I'm bringing it down to on the lowest level. I need you to go to Timothy, the 3rd chapter. Read that.
3 and 1.
Start it. 1 Timothy. You got it? Mm-hmm. Read 3 and 2. Start at 3 and 1. Let's start at 3 and 1. Let's do that.
This is a true saying. If a man does not...
No. Timothy.
1 Timothy.
No, Titus 3 and 1. That's the one I want. Titus 3 and 1. Put them to be subject to principalities.
Whose Bible is this?
First Titus, the third
Yeah, Titus.
chapter, the first verse.
Titus. Right?
Titus what?
3:1.
Put the mindset.
Alright,
Yeah.
he's having
So we're going to give you, I'm going to bring a few principles first.
Where you were.
Titus.
To the back.
I want to bring a few principles first. Okay, I got you. I need you to start at the second verse.
It says to speak.
Oh, I get it.
Start at the first and second verse.
Put them in mind to be subject to principalities and powers, to obey magistrates, to be ready to every good work,
Go ahead.
to speak evil of no
To
man,
speak evil of no man, read.
to be no brawlers,
To be no brawlers. That means if you don't agree or you're trying to go against a person, you're ready to fight. Read.
but gentle, showing all meekness unto all men.
And I brought this out because those are the principles we must walk with. Not to be ready to fight each other, go against each other, but to be gentle and meek to all men. That's why I say we don't ascribe to those brothers out on the corner cursing people out. A man of respect and honor and dignity that knows the Most High don't curse another man out.
You don't have to, just because you know what this other man is capable of, the way he thinks, that he has no control. This is embedded in him. This is how he was raised. This is how he was conceived. That don't mean you got to be cursing him out. You just understand his ways and actions. Therefore, he can never catch you off point. He'll never catch you off guard because you expect this from him. You know what I'm saying? He know no other way. This is what he's taught to create chaos amongst the masses, amongst the people. He always have everybody at war to benefit himself, but he can stay on top. So that's because you know, I understand that, brother. I understand his mind, white or black. That don't mean I'm demeaning him. I just know how I got to deal with this man. You understand what I'm saying? So you say you got to be scholarly. This, that, and I mean, I'm being scholarly because I know this. I know my enemy. I know who my enemy is. Just by his ways and actions. Not by his appearance, just by his ways and actions.
Okay. Thank you. Now, I'm just letting you know why we don't ascribe to that type of thing. If another brother want to do it, that's his business.
But what's about the good way of thinking about knowing your enemy and knowing what your enemy is capable of, and what he has been doing for centuries and centuries? That's a smart man, you ask me, to recognize your enemy just by when he open up his mouth, just by anything he do, you just know and you ready for him, so you can counteract any move he makes. That's what's wrong with that way of thinking?
How that's going to benefit our people getting out of the condition we're
Because
in
our
today.
people don't know. See, our people take our enemy because they don't recognize our enemy. They're taking our enemy for being our friend or the white man or whatever man. They take him for whatever he put in front of our food, in front of our plate. We take that for food. Like, oh, he got to be right, and that's how he's keeping the masses under pressure. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what I asked you, brother.
I mean,
Because we here to come to a conclusion. I'm asking,
so
how is that going to get our people out of the condition they're in today? What you talking about?
Because you need to know who your enemy is. Therefore, you won't be trying to be all cozy with your enemy, knowing that this man will have your best interests at heart.
Okay, all right. Well,
You're trying to be Americanized and thinking this is the way of life, and reality is not.
well, brother, I don't ascribe to that. I don't ascribe to that. And the Bible tells us not to ascribe to that. Because,
Yeah, but they've been using the Bible for
brother,
hundreds of years.
you're going to interject. Listen, you notice when you speak, I don't cut you off. But go ahead, so I can show you how it's done.
They've been using the Bible to shield their dirty religion for years. Everything they do in the name of Christ, in the name of Christ. Oh, they even enslaved us in the name of Christ. They supposed to be Christian, holy Christian men. But yet they put people in bondage for centuries. You understand what I'm saying? And they always, even going to war now, we going to war against the infidels. This is the crusade, the Christian crusade. They still using that thing to go to war. They always been going to war in the name of Christ, in the name of Christianity. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? You can't dispute that. It's a fact.
I'm still trying to find out what your point is.
The point that he's making, you're pointing to the Bible to say that we should be meek. And what he's saying is, because you're saying that in that way we can speak to many. What he's saying is you only need to educate one. You only need to educate us. And if in offending our enemy, you educate us, so be it. He
Okay.
said, well, I point to a Bible that's been used to
Okay.
enslave us.
All right.
You understand? And that's just his opinion, and we got to respect
Okay.
his opinion because
So
we're
that-
bringing
so
this
that's what you're
dialogue
saying,
to the
brother?
table. Is that what I'm saying?
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, sister.